So yoga relationships is a name we put. We create that name because it resonates for many. Because it's a big topic. But it's nothing different than what we are talking all day long in yoga. So what we are talking all day long in yoga and yoga philosophy and Vedanta, which is the basis of our teaching, is we are here, we are born, we are here to evolve and to find our true self. The purpose of yoga is self-realization. So, what is self-realization? Is to realize our oneness with all. Basically, that's what it is. So the oneness with all, very often time for many, is manifested as oneness with a few, or oneness with one. So usually it's like that. You cannot say oneness with one, because you can have a preferred relationship, but you have other relationship also in your life, is it not? So we define again the relationship as the network of relationship. That means how we love other people external to ourselves. So we said that all relationships are karmic. Okay, what that means exactly? It means that it is there for us to learn a lesson. That's all it is. Our body, our life is karmic. That means we are born in order to learn the lesson of who we are and who we are not. So down to the body and our own life, our own idea of oneself is there for us to learn. So therefore, all relationships are there for us to learn. Nothing new. So it comes, first with the relationship that we have with our parents, because nobody is born from grass. Everybody is born from father and mother in union, is it not? Anybody exceptional here? No, thank you. So we are all born from father and mother in union. And it is said that whatever the imprint is in our mind, the first imprint, so we call it, how do you call it? You call it the genetic programming. That means when we are born, we already have that very strong kind of impression in our mind, of union with another person as a mate in order for us to procreate. So this is part of our genetic programming. So that's why we are drawn toward finding a mate. And but we still, when we are born, when you grow up, then you have a relationship with your family, your father and your mother. That's the first kind of relationship that you have. So it is said in an ancient teaching, it is said that your mother is your first God, because she's the universe for you, she's everything for you. She feeds you, you depend on her for your mood, because you look out that it's her, she's there. And then the second God is the father. Father is, less close than mother. Not to put the father down, but that's the way how it is. The child come out from the womb of the mother, and she has to feed them and so on. So naturally it's a very close relationship to mother. And it is said even in the womb, you already have the relationship with your mother. Whatever that she thinks and feels, whatever she eats, influence you. So babies are born, cocaine addict. The mother is addicted when she was pregnant. So you already have that influence, very intimate relationship with your mother. And then relationship with your father. So first God is father, mother. Second God is father. Third God is teacher. I mean, when you grow up, then you have a teacher. Ancient time, they send the students to Gurukula. I mean, the teacher start when you were young. So they, in the ancient teaching, they let the kid leave home when they were like 6, 7 years old, and sent to the house of the teacher. Imagine. So already the kid, detached from father, mother, and go to teacher's home. And then teachers would take care of the kid like father, mother, and teacher. Okay? So teaching in daily life, who are you, what are the rules of morals, ethics, how to behave, this. And then the fourth God is called the guest. The guests are those who come to your home, and either friend or family or whatever. So the guests are the fourth God. That means the people that are a little bit further, not exactly your family, but you have to see them as God. So that's the way how the teaching goes. You have to give them attention and respect and love as much as God. So in the Christianity teaching, and you can say, love thy neighbor as thyself. It's about equivalent. The love thy neighbor as thyself. So who's the neighbor? Neighbor, right here. Sit next to each other is called neighbor. Neighbor can be in Nassau, it's neighbor. Can be in Florida, it's neighbor. It depends. So the neighbor is a general term, or the guest is a general term. Those who you connect with somehow, and treat your neighbor, or those who are that you think that is different than you, as your own self. So that's the teaching. So we have all this network of relationship, And we grow up, we have our friends, The kids, the young kids, they care much about their friend. They just get out of their father, mother, and then they care much about their friend. If you talk to young kids, and they calculate their friends, I have 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends, 1 friend. They are very happy with their friends. So that's how we learn. And then, and then we create our own family, our own children. And it is said when you grow up, you finish your householder's life, then there's another stage of life. It's called Vanaprastha stage. Vanaprastha stage is a stage of life when you focus more on yourself, because your duties to kith and kin are over. Your children grow up, and then so now you can go to the ashram, and then you can focus on how to cultivate the relationship with God. At that time, your duties toward your own family and toward your father, mother, is go into the background. And then after, then you your spiritual practices increase. I mean, you remember yourself more. You are less attached. Okay? Because if you are attached, then you cannot, experience the divine love. We talked about that yesterday, the day before. So then you are less attached, to those who you project your personal love onto, and you would, withdraw that when you are in the vanaprastha stage, and then you would focus within, and then you create a more constant relationship with the divine, with God, with your own true self through the inner practice. Then at that time, when that becomes very constant and there is nothing else, it becomes very strong through your practice, then at that time you become a sannyasi. The fourth stage of life is a sannyas stage, when you renounce all ties, all personal ties, either family or friend, or you renounce personal tie, and your tie at that time only will be toward God. Your only goal at that time will be, moksha or liberation, and the other goals of life, such as karma, which is enjoyment, artha, which is having wealth, material possessions, and dharma. Even dharma go into the background. Moksha will go first. So for a householder, then will be artha, karma, and in some case dharma. And so it goes like this. So life goes like this. That's how you learn your lesson. Artha means wealth. Karma, enjoyment. Dharma is righteous living. And moksha means liberation. So in each person, there's different levels. Some people are born, like yesterday Swami Sitaramananda talked about Shankaracharya, the great founder of all the monk lineage and the great teacher, Advaita Vedanta. Then he's a monk when he was 8. So 8, normally you are we call a brahmachari, a student. You go to teacher, you are still with your family. But he's already jumped into sannyas. I mean, because why? Because already in his past life, you can assume. He's already born, or already bright and brilliant, and so he jumped stages. Okay, so you have to consider that yourself, you are unique, and you have also this past lives. And that's very fundamental to our teaching. That you have to consider that it's not only this one lifetime. It's like one game and that's over. It's not like that. So that means that you already have your luggage and your learning, your lessons from past, not only from this life but also past lives. So you become who you are. And then you have a certain tendency. So some would learn more this way, and some would learn more that way. So some would learn more from relationship with mother. Some will learn more from relationship with father. Some will learn more from relationship with friends. Some will learn more from relationship with husband and wife. Some will learn more from relationship with enemies. Is it not? Some will learn more from relationship with your boss. So we would have different karma when we're born. So it depends on our karma that we feel pulled Some will be born with relationship toward teacher. Mm. That will be their, they somehow they evolve toward that. That's the way how they would actualize themselves. Mm. Actualize means to learn. Mm. To learn means to discover oneself. Yeah, to a way of learning, to discover the truth about oneself. So sometimes in most difficult relationship, yeah, you are actually growing the most. Okay, so sometimes you have a relationship, very difficult relationship with mother, yeah, and you grow a lot. Mm. So relationship with mother is very important. So why? Because it a relationship with mother is a relationship with your own heart. Yeah. So in Vedic science, they have relationship with mother and relationship with your heart the same. In Vedic astrology, it's the same. If you have disturbed relationship with mother, then you have disturbed relationship with others, with your own heart. So the very important thing that you need to reconcile your relationship with your mother, because the relationship with your own heart. Okay? So your relationship with your own heart, if you have your relationship with your own heart proper, clear, transparent, loving, unconditional, and selfless, then at that time you have good relationship with others. Okay? So, so the different relationship that we have in life depends on our karma, what we need to, how it will play out. Your sense of love and union, how it will play out. Yeah. So I told you already the way how it play out. Okay, but it depends on you and your specific karma. These different action, a different kind of karmic situation. Give you an example of a young person, a young man. He has a very complicated relationship with his mother. Yeah, and so you can imagine that he has a very complicated relationship with himself. He has a very complicated relationship with anybody. Yeah. The reason why is when he was born, then the mother, it's an unwanted child. Yeah? Mother somehow have a temporary relationship with some guy and give birth. Yeah? Pregnant, give birth to him. And the mother never wanted him, never wanted that baby. So she has a, mother instinct that you have to love and support your child. That's mother instinct. But she hates the child. She doesn't want to have the child in the first place. It's an unwanted child. So because every time she look at him, she remember the guy. So imagine. So she always say to the child when he was young, yeah, you should not have been born. Imagine. You should not be here. So imagine if you live in that relationship when you were young, when you were rejected. Yeah. So what will be your psychology? But why that karma? Why that person will have that karma? Imagine. Then the person will have to do a lot. And he told the story, how he has a very difficult relationship, End up just living with mother, alone. So a very close relationship, supporting her. She has no husband. So just the two live together. So it's very close relationship. But at the same time, that's an underlying relationship of rejection. So very complicated. And so why that karma is because a person would have to learn to have the relationship with himself. Because when you are rejected, what you got to continue to be alive? What you got? You got your own self. Yeah? You would have to have your your own self, so you are pushed into this maturity on recognizing your own self very quickly. Otherwise, you will not be able to make it. Born, we are here to evolve and to find our true self. And the purpose of yoga is self-realization. So, what is self-realization? Is to realize our oneness with all. Basically, that's what it is. So the oneness with all, very often time for many, is manifested as oneness with a few, or oneness with one. So usually it's like that. You cannot say oneness with one, because, you can have a preferred relationship, but you have other relationship also in your life, is it not? So we define again the relationship as the network of relationship. That means how we love other people external to ourselves. So we said that all relationships are karmic. Okay? What that means exactly? It means that it is there for us to learn a lesson. That's all it is. Our body, our life is karmic. That means we are born in order to learn the lesson of who we are and who we are not. So down to the body and our own life, our own idea of oneself is there for us to learn. So therefore, all relationships are there for us to learn. Nothing new. So it comes, first with the relationship that we have with our parents, because nobody is born from grass. Everybody is born from father and mother in union, is it not? Anybody exceptional here? No. Thank you. So we are all born from father and mother in union. And so yoga relationships is a name we put. We create that name because it resonates for many. Because it's a big topic. But there is nothing different than what we are talking all day long in yoga. So what we are talking all day long in yoga and yoga philosophy and Vedanta, which is the basis of our teaching, is we are here, we are